Karina, baby, I love you. You know that? I love you so incredibly much. Alright, so we're going to move on to the fourth. And we're going to do a storybook from A Year Full of Stories. This one is Got You. Let's see what it's about. Grandpapa Bear has come to stay. He unpacks his things in the spare bedroom. Little Bear peeks around the door. Can't see me, Grandpapa, he says. Oh, yes, I can, says Grandpa. I've got eyes in the back of my head. No, you don't, says Little Bear. Oh, yes, I do, says Grandpapa. Where am I, then, says Little Bear. You're hiding behind the door, says Grandpapa. Where am I now, says Little Bear. You're creeping up behind me, says Grandpapa. You can't catch me, says Little Bear. I don't want to, says Grandpapa. You can't catch me if you wanted to, says Little Bear. If I did want to, says Grandpapa, I could. If you could, you, Grand Baggy, would you want to? If you could, if I called you Grand Baggy, would you want to, says Little Bear. I might, says Grandpapa. What if I called you Grand Baggy Shaggy Ears, says Little Bear. Well, if you called me that, I'd want to catch you, says Grandpapa. Grand Baggy Shaggy, got you, says Grandpapa. And he gave Little Bear a big hug. Little Bear wanted a hug from his grandpa. So he's like, why won't you catch me? What do you mean? Why don't you want to catch me? He wanted to be caught. Alright, baby cakes. Our next story in our children's literature book is The Jungle Book. Look at this. You see the little boy? He's in the jungle, so he is naked. How Magul entered the wolf pack. It was 7 o'clock of a very warm evening in Sessanant Hills when Father Wolf woke up from his daily rest, scratching himself, yawning, and spread out his paws one after the other to get rid of the sleepy feeling in their tips. Mother Wolf lay with her big gray nose dripped down across her fur, her four tumbling, squealing cubs, and the moon shone into the mouth of the cave where they all lived. Arg, says Papa Wolf. It is time to hunt again. He was going to spring downhill when a little shadow with a bushy tail crossed the threshold and whined. Good luck, go with you, O sheep of the wolves, and good luck and strong white teeth go with the noble children, that they may never forget the hunger in this world. It was the jungle. It was the jackal, Tabacue, the dish licker, and the wolves of India despise Tabacue because he runs about and making mischief, and telling tales and eating rags and pieces of leather from the village rubbish heaps. But they are afraid of him too. Besides, Tabacue, more than anyone else in the jungle, is apt to go mad, and then he forgets that he was ever afraid of anyone, and runs through the forest, biting everything in his way. Even the tiger runs and hides when little Tabacue goes mad. For madness is the most disgraceful thing that can take over a wild creature. We call it hydrophobia, but they call it Diwanny, the madness and run. Enter then and look, said Papa Wolf stiffly. But there is no food here. For a wolf? No, says Tabby. But for so mean of a person as myself, a dry bone is a good feast. Who are we? The Gingerlog? The jackal people. To pick and choose. He scooted to the back of the cave where he found the bone of a buck with some meat on it and sat cracking the end merrily. All thanks for this good meal, he said, licking his lips. How beautiful are the noble children. How long are their eyes. Oh, how large are their eyes. And so young, too. Indeed, indeed, I might have remembered that the children of the king are men from the beginning. Now Tabby knew as well as anyone else that there is nothing so unlucky as to compliment children to their face. It pleases him to see Mother and Father Wolf look uncomfortable. Tabby still sit rejoicing in the mischief that he had made. And then he said, spitefully, Shere Khan, the big one, has shifted his hunting guards. He will hunt among these hills for the next moon. So he has told me. Shere Khan was a tiger who lived near the Wangunga River, 20 miles away. He has no right, Papa Wolf began angrily. By the law of the jungle, he has no right to change his quarters without due warning. He will frighten every head of game within 10 miles, and I have to kill for 2 these days. His mamma did not call him Lugari, the lame one, for nothing, said Mamma Wolf quietly. He has been lame in one foot from his birth. That is why he has only killed cattle. But the villages of the Wangunga are angry with him, and he has come here to make our villagers angry. They will scour the jungle for him when he is far away, and we and our children must run when the grass is still alit. Indeed, we are very grateful to Shere Khan. Shall I tell him of your gratitude, says Tabby. Out, snapped Papa Wolf. Out and hunt with thy master. Thou hast done harm enough for one night. I go, says Tabby quietly. Ye can hear Shakar below in the thickets. I might have saved myself the message. Papa Wolf listened, and below in the valley that ran down to the little river, he heard the dry, angry, snarly, sing-song whine of the tiger, who has caught nothing and does not care if all the jungle knows it. That fool, the fool, said Papa Wolf, to begin a night work with that noise. Does he think that our bucks are like his fat Wangunga bullocks? Hasha! It is neither bullock nor buck he hunts tonight, said Mamma Wolf. It is man. The whine has changed to a sort of humming purr that seemed to come from every quarter of the compass. It was the noise that bewilders woodcutters and gypsies sleeping in the open and makes them run sometimes into the very mouth of the tiger. Man, said Papa Wolf, showing all his white teeth. Are there not enough beetles and frogs in the tanks that he must eat man? And on our grounds, too. The law of the jungle, which never orders anything without a reason, forbids every beast to eat man except when he is killing to to show his children how to kill. And then he must hunt outside the hunting grounds of the pack or tribe. The real reason for this is that man killing means sooner or later the arrival of white men on elephants with guns and hundreds of brown men with gogs and rockets and torches. Then everybody in the jungle suffers. The reason the beasts give among themselves is that man is the weakest and most defenseless of all living things, and it is unsportsmanlike to touch them. They say too, and it is true, that man-eaters become manny. It is true that they say man-eaters become mangy and lose their teeth. The purr grew louder and ended in the full-throated arg of the tiger's charge. Then there was a howl, an tigerish howl of Shere Khan. "He has missed," said Mama Wolf. "What is it?" Papa Wolf ran out a few paces and heard Shakar muttering and mumbling as he trampled about in the scrub. "The fool, he has no more sense than to jump at the woodcutter's campfire, and has burned his foot," said Papa Wolf with a grunt. "Tabaqui is with him. Something is coming uphill," and Mama Wolf, twitching one ear, got ready. The bushes rustled a little in the thicket, and Papa Wolf dragged with his haunches under him, ready for a leap. Then, if you had been watching, you would have seen the most wonderful thing in the world. The wolf checked in mid-spring. He made his bound before he saw what it was he was jumping at, and then he tried to stop himself. The result was that he shot up straight into the air for 4 or 5 feet, landing almost where he had left the ground. "Man!" he snapped. "A man cub! Look!" Directly in front of him, holding on by a low branch, stood a naked brown baby who could just walk, as soft and as dimpled a little atom as ever came to a wolf's cave at night. He looked up into Father Wolf's face and laughed. "Is that a man's cub?" said Mama Wolf. "I have never seen one." "Bring it here. A wolf accustomed to moving his own cubs can, if necessary, mouth an egg without breaking it." And though Papa Wolf's jaws closed right on the child's neck and back, not a tooth even scratched his skin, and he laid it down among the cubs. "How little, how naked, and how bold," said Mama Wolf softly. The baby was pushing his way between the cubs to get close to the warm hide. "Ah, he is taking his meal with the others. And so it is a man cub. Now was there ever a wolf that could boast of a man's cub among her children?" "I have heard now and again of such a thing, but never in our pack or in my time," said Papa Wolf. He is altogether without hair, and I could kill him with a touch of my foot. But see, he looks up and is not afraid." The moonlight was blocked out of the mouth of the cave, for Shakar's great square head and shoulders were thrust into the entrance. Tabaqui behind him was squeaking, "My lord, my lord! It went in here." "Shakar does us great honor," said Papa Wolf, but his eyes were very angry. "What does Shakar need?" "My query, a man cub went this way." "Oh, my query. A man's cub went this way," said Shakar. "Its parents have run off. Give it to me." Shakar had jumped as the woodcutter's campfire, and Father Wolf had said, and was furious from the pain of his burned foot. But Father Wolf knew that the mouth of the cave was too narrow for the tiger to come in by. Even where he was, Shakar's shoulders and forepaws were cramped for want of room, and a man would be if he tried to fit in the barrel. The wolves are a free people, said Father Wolf. They take orders from the head of the pack and not from any striped cattle killer. The man's cub is ours to kill if we choose. Ye chose and ye did not choose. What talk is this of choosing? By the bull that I have killed, am I to stand nosing into your dog's den for my fair dues? It is I, Shakar, who speaks. The tiger roared, filled the cave with thunder. Mama Wolf shook herself clear of the cubs and sprang forward, her eyes like two green moons in the darkness, facing the blazing eyes of Shakar. And it is I, Rasha, the demon, who answers. The man's cub is mine. Ligor, mine to me. He shall not be killed. He shall live to run with the pack and to hunt with the pack. And in the end, look you, hunter of little naked cubs, frog eater, fish killer, he shall hunt thee. Now get hence. Oh, 59:60. Now get hence, or by the shambar that I killed, I eat no starved cattle, but thou goest to thy mother's burned breast of the jungle lamber. Then ever thou camest into the world, go. Papa Wolf looked on amused. He had almost forgotten the days when he won Mama Wolf in fair fights from 5 other wolves, when she ran in the pack and was not called the demon for compliment's sake. Shakar might have faced Papa Wolf, but he could not stand up against Mama Wolf, for he knew that where he was, she had all the advantage of the ground and would fight to the death. So he backed out of the cave's mouth, growling. And when he was clear, he shouted, "Each dog barks in his own yard. We will see what the pack will say when to this fostering of man's cub. The cub is mine, and to my teeth he will come to an end. Oh, bush-tailed thieves!" Mama Wolf threw herself down, panting among the cubs, and Papa Wolf said to her gravely, "Shakar speaks this much truth. This cub must be shown to the pack. Wilt thou shall keep him, mother?" "Keep him?" she gasped. "He came naked by night, alone and very hungry. Yet he was not afraid. Look, he has pushed on one of my babes to one side already, and that lame butcher would have killed him and would have ran off to the wine Ganga. Well, the villagers here hunted through all their liars in revenge. Keep him, assuredly, I will keep him. Lie still, little frog. Oh, thou'rt mangle for Magua." All right. There's the wolf pack. And there's the baby. "The frog I will call thee, and the time will come when thou wilt hunt Shakar as he has hunted thee. But what will our pack say?" said Papa Wolf. "The law of the jungle lays down very clearly that any wolf may when he marries, withdraw from the pack he belongs to. But as soon as his cubs are old enough to stand on their own feet, he must bring them to the pack council, which is generally held once a month at full moon, in order that the other wolves may identify them. After the inspection, the cubs are free to run where they please, and until they have killed their first buck, no excuses is accompanied. If a grown wolf of the pack kills one of them, the punishment is death where the murderer can be found. And if you think for a moment, you will see that this must be so. Papa Wolf waited till his cubs could run a little, and then one night of the pack meeting took them and Mogul and Mother Wolf to the council rock, a hilltop covered with stones and boulders where 100 wolves could see. Alkin, the great gray lone wolf, who led all the packs by strength and cunning, lay out at full length on his back, and below him sat 40 or more wolves of every size and color, from badger-colored veterans who could handle a buck alone to young black 3-year-olds who thought they could. The lone wolf had laid them for a new year. Had led them for a new year. He had followed twice into the wolf trap in his youth, and once he had been beaten and left for dead, so he knew the manners of and customs of men. There was very little talking at the rock. The cubs tumbled over each other in the center of the circle, where their mothers and fathers sat, and now and again a senior wolf would go quickly up to the cubs, look at them carefully, and return to his place on noiseless feet. Sometimes the mother would push her cub far out into the moonlight to be sure that he had not been overlooked. Aquila from his rock would cry, "You know the law, you know the law. Look well, O wolves," and the anxious mothers would take up the call, look well, O wolves." At last the mother wolves' necks bristled, lifted. As the time came, Father Wolf pushed Miguel, the frog, as they called him, into the center, where he sat laughing and playing with some puddles that glistened in the moonlight. Aquila never raised his head from his paws, but went on with the monotonous cry, look well," and muffled roar came up from behind the rocks, the voice of Sharkan crying, "The cub is mine! Give him to me!" "What have the free people to do with a man's cub?" Elkan never even twitched his ears. All he said was, "Look well, O wolves." What have the free people to do with the orders of any save the free people? Look well. There was a chorus of deep growls, and a young wolf in the 4th year flung back Shakar's question to Elkan. What have the free people to do with a man's cub? Now the law of the jungle lays down that if there is any dispute as to the right to the cub to be accompanied by the pack, he must be spoken for by at least 2 members of the pack who are not his father and mother. Who speaks for this cub? And Elkan among the free people, who speaks? There was no answer, and Mother Wolf got ready for what she knew would be her last fight if things came to fighting. Then the only other creatures who is allowed at the pack council, Baloo, the sleepy brown bear who teaches the wolf cubs the law of the jungle. Old Baloo, who can come and go where he pleases because he eats only nuts and roots and honey, raises up his hindquarters and grunted. The man cub, he said, I speak for the man's cub. There is no harm in a man's cub. I have no gift of words, but I speak the truth. Let him run with the pack, and be entered with the others. I myself will teach him. There's the frog with Shakar, who wants to eat him. 83, 64. We need yet another, said Alkan. Baloo, he's spoken, and he is our teacher for the young cubs. Who speaks besides Baloo? The black shadow dripped down into the circle. It was Bagheera, the Black Panther, inky black all over, but with the panther's markings showing up in a certain light like the pattern of a watered silk. Everybody knew Bagheera, and nobody cared to cross his path, for he was as cunning as Tabacu, and as bold as a wild buffalo, and as reckless as a wounded elephant. But he had a voice as soft as wild honey dripping from a tree, and a skin softer than down. O Elkine, O Elka, and ye the free people, he purred, I have no right in your assembly, but the law of the jungle says that if there is a doubt which is not a killing matter in regards to a new cub, the life of that cub may be bought at a price, and the law does not say who may or may not pay that price. Am I right? Good, good, said the young wolves, who are always hungry. Listen to Bagheera. The cub can be bought for a price. It is the law. Knowing that I have no right to speak here, I ask your leave. Speak then, cried 20 voices. I kill a naked cub in shame. Besides, he may make better sport for you when he is grown. Baloo has spoken on his behalf. Now to Baloo's word I will add 1 bull, and a fat one, newly killed, not half a mile from here, if ye will accept a man's cub according to the law. Is it difficult? There was a clamor of scores of voices saying, What matter? What matter? He will die in the winter's rains. He will scorch in the sun. What harm can a naked frog do us? Let him run with the pack. Where is the bull, Bagheera? Let him be accompanied. And then came Alkilan's deep bay crying, looking well, O wolves, looking well. Magulia was still deeply interested in the puddles, and he did not notice when the wolves came and looked at him one by one. At last they all went down the hill for the dead bull, and only Akela, Bagheera, Baloo, and Maguli's own wolves were left. Shakira roared still in the night, for he was very angry that Magula had been handed over to them. Roar well, says Bagheera under his whiskers, for the time will come when this naked thing will make thee roar to another tune, or I know nothing of man. It was well done, said Akela. Man and their cubs are very wise. He may be a help in time, truly a help in time of need, for none can hope to lead a pack forever, says Bagheera. Akela said nothing. He was thinking of the time that came to every leader of every pack, when his strength goes from him and he gets feebler and feebler, till at last he is killed by the wolves and a new leader comes up. To be killed in his turn, take him away, he said to Father Wolf, and train him as befits one of the free people. And that is how Little Frog was entered into the Simoleon's wolf pack, for the price of a bull, and on Baloo's good word. There's the Jungle Book. Oh, Karina, baby, I love you, and I miss you, honey. I can't wait to see you. I really, really can't. It's gonna be so amazing when I get to see you, and when I get to hold you, and when I get to hug you. I can't wait to see you. I miss you. I miss you so much, honey. I miss you so much. I never wanted to leave your side, baby. I love you and I miss you. Let's do... There you stand in your dungarees, looking all grown up and so very pleased. When you write your poems, you have so much to say. When you speak your dreams, it takes my breath away. You know I want to be a ball player, a regular slugging fool. But I guess our dreams must wait a while, at least until we finish school. And so you and I will watch our years go by. We'll watch our sweet dreams fly far away. But maybe someday, I don't know when, but we will dream again. And we'll be happy then, till our time just drifts away. There you stand in your wedding dress. You're so beautiful that I must confess, I'm so proud you have chosen me. When a doctor is what you want to be. You know I want to be a painter girl, a real artistic snob. But I guess our dreams must wait a while. You'll make a home, I'll get a job. And so you and I will watch our years go by. We'll watch our sweet dreams fly far away. But maybe someday, I don't know when, but we will dream again. And we'll be happy then, till our time just drifts away. There you stand in your tailored suit, so many years gone by, but you're still so cute. We'll take the car to go and meet the bus when our grandchildren come to visit us. You know, I want to... Oh, there are songs I should have sung. I know you wanted to be a ballerina girl. There are songs I should have sung. But I guess our years have come and gone. You gotta dream when you are young. And so you and I, we've watched our years go by. We've watched our sweet dreams fly far away. But maybe someday, I don't know when, but we will dream again. And we'll be happy then, until our time just drifts away. Karina, baby, I love you. You know that? And I miss you. Let's do Lila Tove, baby. Lila Tove, and good night to you. Lila Tove, may your dreams come true. We sing Lila Tove, may Israel protect you throughout the night, until we reach the morning light. I pray for you all the time, honey. I miss you so much. I pray to God that you're all right. I pray to God that people are treating you right, because Mama's not there. I'm not there with you right now. I'm sorry I'm not. I'm so sorry. I love you, and I miss you, and I can't wait to see you, my baby. Just like Papa used to say, Mama's Papa's sun, Papa's my moon, and you are literally our rainbow baby, and we both love you, baby. I love you.